Have you ever noticed how the tiniest things in life often make the biggest difference? It is so true when it comes to meeting someone new and feeling that special spark. Today, I want to talk to you about three very small things you can say to a woman that will make her feel a deep connection to you much faster than anything you could ever do with your body or your looks. My name is Amelia, and I have spent years helping people like you understand what really creates chemistry between two people. Before we dive in, I want to be very clear about what these are right from the start. They are not silly pickup lines you find in old books. They are not just nice things you say to be kind. They are definitely not talk that feels dirty or uncomfortable. Instead, they are three simple sentences that most men never even think to say out loud. Yet almost every woman you meet is secretly wishing to hear them. When a man uses one of these lines in a real conversation at just the right moment, something inside her heart and her feelings begins to change. She stops just checking you out to see if you are okay, and she starts truly leaning in toward you. She moves from being just polite because she is a nice person to being truly interested in who you are. She moves from thinking, "We will see how this goes," to thinking, "Wow, who is this guy? I want to know him better." I am going to walk you through all three of these today, so you can use them yourself. But first, I want to tell you a short story about a date that was almost a total disaster. It was about to fail completely, but it was saved by one tiny shift in how things were going. Once you see how much power these small words and kind gestures really have, you will never doubt them again. So let us talk about it like friends, because that is exactly what we are. I am here to help you, not to judge you or make you feel bad about yourself. I am a caring expert who wants to help you understand what women are truly looking for in a partner. My whole job is to give you honest advice about what women really want versus what they might say they want. I also want to show you the best ways to find a great connection every time you meet someone new. I want you to feel supported, so please keep following along with me, because what I am about to share with you could genuinely change your dating life forever. Now, before I tell you the story, there is something important you should know. I often tell people that how you say something matters more than what you say. Your tone of voice and your smile are very important. But sometimes the actual words you choose are just as vital. There are moments when the words coming out of your mouth have more power to make a woman feel attracted to you than almost anything else in the world. Saying the right sentence at the right time can turn a polite conversation into something that feels electric and exciting. On the other hand, saying the wrong thing can make her go from being interested to feeling completely bored or checked out in just a few seconds. Most men have never been taught which words are which, and that is a shame because you deserve to know this information. I want to help fix that for you right now. But first, let us look at that story I mentioned, because it helps explain everything so well. This story is about someone very close to me, a woman we will call Sarah. Sarah had recently gone through a divorce, which, as you know, can be a very hard and lonely time. After a long while, she finally felt ready to try dating again. A kind friend set her up on a date with a man she had already met once at a backyard party. When they met at that party, they had so much fun together. They laughed, they talked easily, and they felt a real bond. Because of that, Sarah was very excited to go out on a real date with him. She spent time getting ready, choosing a beautiful dress, doing her hair and makeup just right. She was hopeful and optimistic about what the evening might bring. They went to a very nice restaurant with soft lights and good food. Everything was set up for a perfect night. The table was in a quiet corner, candles were flickering, the atmosphere was romantic. But from the moment they sat down at the table, something felt wrong. The man just talked and talked about himself. He talked about his high-pressure job, what he did over the weekend, what he thought about every item on the menu, and his many opinions on the wine. He did not ask her a single question. He did not ask how her day was, or what she enjoyed, or what she was passionate about. 20 minutes into the date, Sarah felt so unheard that she excused herself to go to the bathroom. She called me from her phone and told me she wanted to leave. She was so upset that he would not stop talking about himself. I could hear the disappointment in her voice, the frustration, the feeling of being invisible. I told her something important. He is not being mean or selfish, Sarah. He is just very nervous. He likes you so much that he is scared of having nothing to say. There are so many people out there telling men that silence is a bad thing and that they have to keep talking to keep a woman interested. They tell men they need to impress women with stories about their accomplishments and their busy lives. So when a man really likes a woman, he often goes into overdrive trying to fill every moment with words. I told Sarah to go back out there and help him relax. I told her to put her hand gently on his arm, look him in the eyes with a kind smile, and let him know she was right there with him. She decided to try it. She walked back to the table, reached out to touch his arm, and looked him in the eyes while smiling warmly. And you know what happened? Everything changed in that instant. 3 hours later, Sarah sent me a text from the car saying that my advice worked like magic. She said that after she touched his arm and showed him she was really there, he completely changed. He stopped talking so fast. He started asking her questions. He really listened to what she had to say. The real version of him, the guy she liked at the party, finally showed up. She was so happy that she told me they ended up talking and kissing in the car for a long time. They ended up dating for 3 months after that. One tiny shift and one small gesture turned the whole night around. Now please listen closely because this is important. If she had called any other friend, they probably would have told her to run away. They would have said he was just another man who only cares about himself. But I know better because I have spent so much time listening to good men like you. I know what is really happening inside your heart when you are nervous. You are not trying to be selfish or boring. You are trying to make a good impression. You are trying to show her that you are interesting and successful and worth her time. You are trying so hard that you forget to just be yourself and connect with her as a human being. You cannot always count on a woman to help you out like Sarah did, but you can make small shifts yourself. You can change the energy of the date all on your own without needing anyone else to help. I am going to give you 3 ways to do that right now. These are 3 small things you can say that will change everything the moment they leave your lips. These are not complicated or difficult. You do not need to be smooth or charming or especially confident to say them. You just need to be genuine and present. But before I give you these 3 powerful phrases, I want you to understand why they work so well. Women are not looking for perfect men. They are not looking for men who have all the answers or who never make mistakes. What women are really looking for is someone who sees them, who hears them, who makes them feel valued and understood. In our busy world where everyone is staring at their phones and rushing from one thing to the next, feeling truly seen by another person is incredibly rare and precious. When you make a woman feel seen, when you make her feel like she matters to you, something magical happens. Her guard comes down. Her heart opens up. She starts to feel safe with you, and that feeling of safety is the foundation of attraction. So many men think attraction is about being impressive or cool or mysterious. But the truth is that real, lasting attraction comes from connection. It comes from those moments when 2 people truly meet each other beyond the surface level. It comes from vulnerability and honesty and presence. The 3 phrases I am about to share with you create exactly that kind of moment. They are simple, but they cut through all the small talk and nervousness, and they create real intimacy. The first thing you can say to a woman that will make her feel deeply connected to you is this: "Tell me more about that." Just those 5 simple words, "Tell me more about that." When she mentions something she cares about, whether it is her work or her family or a hobby or a dream she has, you lean in, you make eye contact, and you say, "Tell me more about that." Most men do not do this. Most men either change the subject to something they want to talk about, or they share their own similar story, or they give advice. But what she really wants in that moment is to be heard. She wants to know that what she is saying matters to you. When you say, "Tell me more about that," you are telling her that you are genuinely interested in her world, in her thoughts, in what makes her who she is. The second thing you can say is this: "That must have been really hard for you," or "That must have made you so happy." When she shares something emotional with you, whether it is a challenge she faced or a success she achieved, acknowledge her feelings. Do not try to fix the problem or minimize what she went through. Just acknowledge how she must have felt. This is incredibly powerful because it shows emotional intelligence. It shows that you are not afraid of feelings, that you can handle emotions, that you understand the inner world of another person. So many women have been with men who shut down when things get emotional, who change the subject or make a joke or try to solve everything like it is a puzzle. When you instead lean into her emotions and validate them, you stand out as someone rare and special. The third thing you can say, and this one is perhaps the most powerful of all, is this: I really enjoy talking to you. Or, I love hearing you talk about this. It sounds so simple, right? But think about when someone last said that to you. Think about the last time someone told you directly that they enjoyed your company, that they valued your words, that being with you made them happy. It probably does not happen very often. We all assume that if someone is spending time with us, they must enjoy it, but hearing it said out loud is completely different. When you tell a woman, I really enjoy talking to you, you are giving her a gift. You are making her feel appreciated and valued. You are showing her that you are confident enough to express your feelings. You are creating a moment of warmth and connection that she will remember long after the date is over. Now I want you to imagine using these 3 phrases on your next date. Picture yourself sitting across from a woman you like. She mentions something about her job, and instead of immediately telling her about your job, you say, "Tell me more about that." You listen as she opens up. She tells you about a difficult project or a challenging coworker, and you say, "That must have been really hard for you." She feels heard and understood. The conversation flows easily now because she feels safe with you. At some point in the evening, you look at her and smile, and you say, I am really enjoying talking to you. Watch how her face lights up. Watch how she leans in closer. Watch how the energy between you shifts from polite and careful to warm and connected. These 3 phrases work because they do something that most men never think to do. They make the conversation about her, not in a way that is fake or manipulative, but in a genuine way that shows you care about who she is beyond how she looks or what she can do for you. Women are so used to men who are just waiting for their turn to talk. Men who see a date as a performance where they need to prove themselves. Men who are so focused on making a good impression that they forget to actually connect. When you show up differently, when you show up as someone who is genuinely interested in her as a person, you become unforgettable. I also want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking that this sounds like you are putting her on a pedestal, or that you need to be more of a challenge or play hard to get. But that is not what this is about at all. Being genuinely interested in someone is not the same as being desperate or needy. In fact, it takes confidence to really listen to someone, to ask them questions, to be present with them. It takes strength to acknowledge someone else's feelings and to express your own. The men who play games and try to seem uninterested are usually the ones who are most insecure. They are afraid that if they show they care, they will get hurt. But real connection requires vulnerability from both people. When you are willing to be vulnerable first, when you are willing to show genuine interest and express genuine appreciation, you invite her to be vulnerable too. That is when real magic happens. Let me tell you what else happens when you use these phrases. You stand out from every other man she has dated. You become the guy she tells her friends about. You become the guy she thinks about when she is alone. You become the guy she wants to see again because being with you feels different, feels special, feels real. In a world of swipes and superficial conversations, being with someone who truly sees you is like finding water in a desert. You will be that water for her. So here is what I want you to do. The next time you are on a date or even just having a conversation with a woman you are interested in, try using one of these phrases. Just one. See what happens. Notice how she responds. Notice how the energy changes. I promise you it will be different from what you are used to. And once you see how powerful these simple words can be, you will want to use them again and again. Remember, dating does not have to be complicated or stressful. It does not have to feel like a game you are trying to win. It can simply be two people getting to know each other, sharing stories, feeling seen and heard. When you approach dating with genuine curiosity and kindness, when you make the other person feel valued, everything becomes easier and more enjoyable for both of you. Thank you for watching, and I truly hope this helps you create the connections you deserve.